Hi, I'm Arshan Partha, and I'd like to welcome you to Drew's Craft Dossier of Paper Airplanes. Today, I'm going to show you how to make the Space Orbiter paper airplane by Kyong H. For this paper airplane, you're going to need 175 GSM printer paper with a dimension 73 by 4 inches into 6 inches and a cutter. It's just as simple as that. Before we begin the folding process, I'd like to draw your attention to these lines I've made over here. The big V in the middle is where the tail is going to come from, so we're going to have to cut that out. These two sort of boxes we made here are where the flaps are going to be. This time they're mandatory to make, otherwise the plane will not fly. These two shorter ends or slits is where you're going to have to cut them, and the long line connecting them is where you're going to fold them. The rest of the lines that I've made here, you have to fold them, so don't cut them. Now I'm going to give you 5 seconds to maybe take a screenshot of this and then scan it and print it out on some paper so that when you do it, it's easier for you. Have you taken a screenshot by now? Good. Now let's begin our folding process. To begin, we are going to take this and fold it along this line. Since this is quite a short fold, not towards the middle or the bottom, we're just going to lift the paper up, and it's going to be colored side up if you're using color paper, so just remember that. And just actually curl this down and then press on the line. You can take about 4 fingers to do that. Maybe just your pointing finger and your thumb will be enough. Just make sure that it lines up with the fold well, and then just keep pressing it and pressing it down the line like that. Then we're gonna fold it in half, right? Like this. Just pinch the end, and then when you're sure that it's gone towards the middle, you can just go from the center and go pinch, 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 pinch. Now, if you haven't cut the tail yet, now's the time to do it, because after this point we're gonna have to immediately pop this part out. So it's recommended that you make your cut now, but I made the cut before starting the model, so I don't really have to worry much about it. Now we're gonna take our model, fold along this line, then fold along this. Again, same process. Take your fingers, curl it, and you should press it on the line. Then just press it outwards when you're done. Done. First fold. Then we're gonna fold along this big line. You can unfold the model for this if it's easier for you in any way. Otherwise, you can keep the model closed. Right, so one side should look like this. Now we're going to repeat the same with the other side. Just curl it like this and fold on the line. That's what essentially all folds are. Just curl it in a place, then fold it along the line. So now we're going to fold along this line. So if you got the lines right, if you're free hand drawing this, then they should roughly be in the same place and they should meet in the center, right? If you're doing this after doing the first fold, they should roughly meet in the center of the model. It's okay to be a bit off, but if it's way too much off, then you're gonna have to try and consider erasing that part and drawing it again. Now this is the color side. We're gonna turn it over right here and mount and fold it in half. That means we're gonna just take our colored side and just press it down like this, and we should roughly get something like this. Now here's the part where you gotta pop the tail out. Just keep pinching till you reach over here. Then you're gonna want to actually push this up a bit. Just push it up. Everything else will fall in place when you make the main creases, right? Then on the inside, you might have noticed that we made these lines over here and over here. Just gonna pinch it against those lines, and then it will gradually ease itself to going and reaching those lines when you actually push it up fully. So after making the pinches, you take this and then you squeeze it flat. Just take it and press it and squash it flat, right? So your model should roughly look something like this. Then when unfolding, you must have noticed that we made these lines right here and these lines, this line and this line. We're going to fold along the lines closest to V, that is this one and this one. Okay. So we just put it like that. Same for the other side. And then we just fold it down like this. See now how it's looking like a real space orbiter. We're going to have to fold along these lines now and then cut these, right? So just bring that up from down here, just squash it until flat. So it should come something roughly like this. Same for the other side. Like that, just fold it and it should roughly assemble a real shuttle orbiter. Just like this, you assembled it. Now let's cut our flaps out. Now I have cut the flaps, which is really simple. Just like I said previously, cut them on the slits, fold them on the long line that connects them here and over here, right? It's really just that simple. And now I'm going to show you a designed version of the same paper airplane. Now let's commence our test flight. And now we are going to commence our test flight. For a nice, long, smooth and even flight, I recommend that you hold the plane by somewhere near the middle here, where the thicker part of the main crease ends, which is right over here, and launch at a medium speed. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. And that is what your nice, long, smooth and even flight should look like. As you can see, it's gone quite the distance, and if you got your folds right, it should go nice and long. And now we are coming to an end of this video, where I'm going to give you a few golden rules about using this paper airplane. The first golden rule is that when launching this plane in very high wind speed conditions, always hold it by somewhere near the middle here. That is after this thick crease here, and launch at a medium or slow speed in the same direction as the wind. Because this plane is essentially a glider and it has a tendency to glide across air very smoothly. So nice strong wind will help this go and cover a lot of distance before smoothly descending to the ground. The second golden rule is that when launching this plane in very high wind speed conditions, always hold it by somewhere near the middle here, that is after the thick crease, and launch at a medium or slow speed, because this is a glider and it's very good at gliding over long distances. So it just requires like a gentle push to glide, and if you launch it very fast or above medium speeds, it's going to do a few acrobatics, but it's not going to go that far. So that's why if you want this plane to achieve the maximum distance it can, then you're going to want to launch this gently at a slow or medium speed. The second golden rule is that when launching this plane in very high wind speed conditions, always hold it by somewhere near the middle here, that's after the thick crease, and launch at a medium or slow speed because this is a glider and it's very good at gliding over long distances. So it just requires like a gentle push to glide, and if you launch it very fast or above medium speeds, it's going to do a few acrobatics, but it's not going to go that far. So that's why if you want this plane to achieve the maximum distance it can, then you're going to want to launch this gently at a slow or medium speed. The third golden rule is to always have tons of fun playing with these paper airplanes and to feel free to share this video with other people so that they too can experience the joy of making and flying paper airplanes. And always remember, play safe and play fair. Thank you for joining me today. See you next time.